Okay, g'day Nick, how you going, mate?
Hey, nice to be here.
Thanks for coming in. Good, mate. I'm bloody warm. I haven't got the studio set up properly yet with the aircon.
Yeah, she's good. She's nice and warm.
But I'll get there. Okay, so today, it's Queensland, all right? That's why I moved up here, to get away from the cold. So today I've got former two-time world Muay Thai champion.
Yes.
Weight division.
So super middleweight.
Super middle.
Yeah.
And we are talking WMC.
Yeah, current WMC and WBC champion, but Australian champion for WMC.
Okay, yeah.
And that's still current. So I retired, but I come out of retirement, so I still keep that currency.
Right.
Yeah.
So you are my first legit world sporting champion. I've got a world record holder in the hypnosis field the other week.
Yeah.
Phil from work.
Phil Hedges,
yeah. He's got a couple of world records, but you are my first world champion sportsman. So I just wanted to talk to you about fighting and how did you get into it? Like, you're from New Zealand originally?
Yeah, from New Zealand originally. I did some study in New Zealand, and I decided I wanted to get out of the office sort of thing, and thought, I'm just going to put a backpack on and travel for like 5 years. So I did that. Once I finished my degree in New Zealand, I came over to Australia and moved down to Melbourne.
Oh yeah.
And worked for the Department of Education down there, and I was doing some stuff with like a green paper and policy advisory sort of stuff.
So just hold you there for a sec. University. What degree is it? Did you?
So I did an undergraduate degree in history and anthropology.
Oh wow.
And then I stayed on for another year and did an honours in social anthropology.
Oh, geez. So you're not just a fighter. You're actually quite clever as well.
I don't know, maybe. So I did that, and I decided I sort of didn't really like sitting behind a desk too much.
Yep.
And thought I'll do some kickboxing lessons just to stay fit.
In Melbourne?
In Melbourne,
so it all started over here?
That's it, yeah.
Okay. How old were you here? You're past uni?
So I was probably, I think I would have been 22.
Okay. Is that late for a bloke to start? Like,
yeah.
For someone to be as good as you are in your field start at 22?
Yeah, it's pretty late. Yeah. Like a lot of people in Thailand obviously start when they're six years old.
Yep.
6, 7 years old.
22.
So it is quite old.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to be a fighter. I just thought I just want to give it a go for some fitness.
Okay.
And then just saw a poster on the wall and said to my trainer, "Hey, do you want to put me in?" And he goes, "You're far from ready.
Oh, okay.
You've never sparred anyone. You've only ever done fitness classes."
Wow.
And I was like, "Oh, well, why don't you just give me a run with it, see how we go?" And I had a go, and I didn't win.
Okay. Yeah. You had a go.
Yeah, I had a go. I should have sparred. I'd never sparred anyone.
So looking back, you should have listened to the coach, basically.
100%.
But you can't really complain about the career you've had so far. You wouldn't go back and change that, would you?
Nah, not at all.
No, you'd go back in. Right. So you're in Melbourne. You're bored with a desk job. Is that fair to say? Yep.
Yeah, 100%.
And you're learning to fight.
Yep.
Do you think did you have any interest in Muay Thai or fighting or combat sports or anything prior to going to that gym? Or it's just one of those things?
Yeah, I'd done some karate as a kid. And then like a friend of mine said the word Muay Thai once, I remember, at a pub. And I was like, oh, what's that? And then I hadn't heard of it since I walked into a gym in Melbourne. And then decided to take it from there, and just loved it, It was amazing. Right.
So. Muay Thai, I didn't hear about that for a long time in my life. I'm from Lithgow, you know that, in New South Wales.
Yeah.
We had boxing, there was lots of boxing, and there was a martial art by the name of Zendu Kai. Have you heard of Zendu Kai?
Yeah, for sure.
Back in those days, I believe it was a pretty nothing simple, but it was the easiest of the forms of martial arts as far as grading goes. You only had like 5 belts or something. There was none of these 27 belts with yellow tips and all this sort of stuff.
Yep.
My brother done a bit of that. I went to a couple of lessons, but I was more into the team sports and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But Muay Thai, so I don't know when I actually come across Muay Thai. Maybe in a movie somewhere? Like
the kickboxer?
Kickboxer, something like that, yeah. Because to me it was just kickboxing. And then that's basically what it is. Is that correct, or is there a difference?
So there is a difference, but it's pretty much the same. So you're kicking, you're kneeing, you're elbowing. Kickboxing, conventional kickboxing is kicking above the waist.
Okay.
So that's like American kickboxing.
Yep.
So you're boxing and you're kicking above the waist. Muay Thai is you can throw knees and elbows, and you can clinch for an extended period of time.
Yep.
So there's quite a lot of differences.
So what have you dabbled in, let's say, since you started your fighting career? Have you dabbled in a few different types, like MMA? Have you done any MMA?
No, I did a little bit of sort of like rolling with a friend for a while,
Yep.
but I didn't really get into it. I sort of just
Stuck to the
stuck
kicking
to
and
it.
punching and the elbows and the knees. Yeah, it's gruesome shit.
Yeah, and it's always action packed. You know,
Yeah.
like there's always something going on.
Yep.
So I think the ground stuff, no disrespect to it or whatever, but it didn't really interest me. It wasn't like on the go all the time, you know.
I've got a mate who I worked with years ago. He fought in the UFC 83.
Oh, yeah.
I think I spoke to you about Brad Morris. He's Cain Velasquez was his first fight.
Oh, really?
That was
Wow.
Cain's first fight too. And quite often in the afternoons, because I worked with him at Lithgow Jail, quite often he'd train there, and I was a bit of a smarter, a bit of a cheeky bugger.
Still are.
Yeah, still are. Nothing changes. So whenever there was some sort of demonstration that he'd like to say, like a hold or a takedown or something like that, I was always the guinea pig. He used to love getting into me. I hope you watch this, Brad. I'm going to get you back one day. But yeah, the grappler is hard work. I tried some up on the coast when I first moved up here, but years and years of playing contact, physical team sports, all my joints are screwed, haven't looked after myself in my later years, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But it's just too hard, that grappling. It's really, really hard shit on your body and hard to learn as well.
Yeah. It's just like a lengthy period of time to get good.
Yep.
I think, the belt system, the ranking system, you're looking at like decades, I believe, to get right up there.
To be a black belt, I think it's like 10 years, they say, at least 10 years for the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu
long time,
technicians, So can we talk to me about your, you've gone through your first fight, you didn't spar, your coach was right. You got beat. What did you do from there? What happened then?
So I decided, I better spar and actually learn how to do it. So I did it probably for another 3 months, solid sparring and that kind of thing, joined the fighters class, and then had my second fight. These ones were the sort of the amateur with shin guards, but a really good sort of like, foot in the door. And I won the second one. I got a good knockout in round 2 with a head kick, actually.
Oh, nice.
Good. So
is that like the ultimate?
Yeah, I felt really good. I couldn't believe the feeling of elation. At the end of the fight, I thought, wow, this is amazing.
Yep. How long did that last? That fight?
So I think the first round I gave him an 8 count with knees. Mm-hmm. And then the second round, it was like right at the start of the second round.
Oh, nice.
Like a big push kick to the face. So.
What's your record as we sit here now? What's your record?
So it's 43 fights for 30 wins, 12 losses, 1 draw, 10 wins by knockout.
Nice. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's good. Like especially I started my first 6 fights. I think I had 1 win out of 6.
Yep. Okay.
So at the start, I was really sort of, I don't know, I just kept losing after that second fight. And I thought, oh man, am I going to even be any good at this?
Okay. You kept going?
Yeah, I just kept going, and then it sort of clicked, and I won like a series of fights in a row.
Yep.
And then started getting exciting and fighting for a few titles and that kind of thing.
Yeah, nice. And now you've got your own gym.
Yeah.
You've had it for a while too?
Yeah, it's 10 years now in
10,
Ipswich. Yeah.
Well, I've known you for 8.
Yeah.
So you must have been like at the start of it when I first met you. I think, was it out of your shed?
Yeah, at the start.
Yeah.
I sort of started it like under my house with some friends.
Yep.
And then I was working full time, so it was like after work, and it was just flat out. I was training myself in the morning for fights, then work during the day, and then running the gym at night. So it was crazy. It was like 4 a.m. till 9 p.m.
Oh, God. I was thinking of that earlier, thinking he still does that now. You're still pretty heavily active in the training in the gym, aren't you?
Yeah. I'm in there every night for the fighters, holding pads and all that. So we're going up to Darwin actually Wednesday night.
Okay.
There's a fight show up there on Friday. I got 3 fighters on that.
Okay.
So that'd be pretty cool.
They're going to go right?
I think so. Yeah, I've got they've trained really hard. So I guess it's in the.
And this is Muay Thai. You only stay with Muay Thai. You don't do the other forms like kickboxing.
Nah.
No.
I mean, we'll take some.
Yep.
We'll take some, kickboxing fights or K1 fights if an opportunity arises.
Yep.
But it's mainly Muay Thai. So.
All right. What's your go-to? And excuse my ignorance, mate. What's your go-to like your specialty? Like, have you got your head kick? Is that your go-to, or your elbows or knees, or?
I'm pretty well-rounded. I like a left body kick from southpaw.
Yep.
And push kicks. I love push kicks to the face.
Yep.
There's something about them that I don't know.
I've just done a hammy thinking about that. Yeah. So yeah, where I'm going with this, Nick, is because I have a little bit to do with boxing.
Yeah, for sure.
You haven't ever thought about? Would it be too hard for you to? If I said, Nick, we've got a bloke, we want you to fight on one of the cards.
Yeah.
Would it be too hard for you to do that? Like, would you drop the elbows, drop the knee? Is it too hard to get that in your system?
Nah.
Or would you be able to adapt?
Yeah, I could definitely adapt. Like in sparring for Muay Thai, we're not throwing elbows unless we've got elbow pads on, but and we'll do boxing rounds and that kind of thing too. Yep. So yeah, you're pretty conscious of what you're throwing and what you're not.
Yeah, right. I remember a few years ago. I think you're coaching Albert Tour.
Yeah, that's right.
And he fought Andrew Hunt, I believe it was.
Yeah, that was his first boxing fight.
With no notice at all.
Hardly any.
Yeah, and he did well. I watched that fight.
Yeah, it was a good fight. You know? With that one, like, we'd sort of run out of guys for the year. There were no more matches, and I said, "Oh no, go and have some fun, let your hair down, have a drink with some mates, and that kind of thing." So it was sort of after the night that he went out and got blind drunk. I said, the fight's not going to come through for this one guy we had.
Yep.
And then after that big night, we got a phone call for Andrew Hunt, and I said, I'll give him a call anyway. All right, man, what do you want to do? And he goes, yeah, let's do it. So we did it. And it was a close fight. It was his first boxing fight. So I
hope I'm not out of line saying this, but I actually thought he won the fight.
Did you?
I remember talking to you about it, and I watched that fight, and Andrew Hunt was... he was sort of on the way up, I guess.
Yeah.
And I remember talking to you, and you said, I coached that guy. Well, what, really? And I watched the fight.
Yeah.
And I guess people do watch fights with a little bit of bias in their mind, I guess. And maybe I was biased towards him because I knew you.
Yeah, maybe.
But I honestly think he went well. And I think I spoke to you about my thoughts on that, and not better than what he should have done. But I thought he might have won that fight. Did I tell you that back in the day?
For sure. Yeah, I think. And one of the top sort of ranking officials at the show said he gave the fight a draw.
Yep.
And he thought it was really close, right. But he had a good account of himself, you know.
Is he still training now?
He is, yeah. He's down training. He's moved to the Gold Coast.
Okay.
So he's down with the guys at Fight World there.
Yep.
So he's still fighting. His last fight, he won by a really good knockout. It was a 4-man.
Okay.
It was a great fight. I live streamed that one.
Yep.
So it was good.
Mate, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't watch Muay Thai. I don't watch it unless it's on TV. And this is no disrespect to the sport or you.
Yeah, no.
I'm just more of a boxer, and I watch boxing. But Muay Thai, I'm going to go to my first fight.
Yeah.
In a couple of weeks' time, there's a fight at the Mansfield Tavern.
Okay.
One of the blokes that we work with having a fight there.
Is it Johnny?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Johnny.
Awesome.
Every time he's had a fight, and I think every time you fought, I've been working. And, I'm bloody nearly 50. I can't really go to work and then go to a night out. But I've got the night off, so I'm going to go to that one. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Have you got anything planned for the future?
I might have something in December, but I'm not too sure. If not in December, then early next year.
Okay. So
and that'll be like, I'll have a couple more.
Yeah, okay.
It's hard to stay away from.
Now, I do believe this was all said in jest, and there's nobody stopping you from getting to me, but I do remember calling you John Farnham at work. You haven't had that many retirements, but I do remember you retired.
Yeah.
And then you're back, but you're not John Farnham yet because he's done that about 17,000 times.
Yeah. Next year I'll be turning 40.
Oh, I thought you were younger than that.
Thanks.
I'm not even sucking up to you. I honestly did. That's okay, yeah.
Yeah, so, I read a book once. Michael Bisping said he was given some advice. I think it might have been by GSP, someone high in the UFC, and said, when you fight, don't be 40. That was the advice. So,
okay.
I've always sort of thought about that, and I've thought, I don't want to be too far over the hill.
Yep.
Get bashed for the last few or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still fighting well, like these guys I'm fighting are 23, 25 years old.
Yep.
And I'm still winning.
Yeah.
So
nice. Now, I'll take you back to a fight. This was a fluke. I come across this fight. I remember you injured yourself pretty badly a few years ago. Well, it was a bad injury. It didn't seem like it affected you too much, but you tore your bicep in a fight.
Yeah, that was
James Honey.
Yeah, that was the last fight I didn't get a decision in.
Yeah, okay.
I lost that fight. That was quite a hard fight for a number of reasons.
Yep.
So I think I tore it in the second round.
Yep.
And then I just saw the fight through to the end, but couldn't do enough to get the win.
I can imagine. You couldn't even move your bloody arm, could you?
That was like throwing a limb around.
Yeah. Bloody hell. I remember that fight, talking to James. I was at a fight night the night before, actually. It was after the weigh-in, and we went out for dinner somewhere, and James was fighting on this card in Fortitude Valley, I think it was. Can't remember the bloke he was fighting.
Yeah.
But he was on the Tasman team.
Yep.
And he actually broke his ankle in the fight. He was doing really well, and he rolled his ankle and snapped his ankle, so he lost that fight.
Yeah,
and
I remember something about that.
Yeah, that's a few years ago now. But
Yeah.
I remember talking to him the night before the fight, and, I'm sitting there like I'm this middle-aged bloke, I'm only with Tasman because I know the owners, basically, but I do a bit of physical work for them.
They got a great show, eh?
They go well,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
And they look after each other. They look after their fighters. It's great.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there thinking, shit, all the Jai Opetai's there. I think Justice Herney was there, and all the owners and all the sponsors. And here's me, the bloody ring builder and the bloke who hangs the signs up. And I thought, I've got to start a conversation here. I looked at, I knew all the fighters by face, but I didn't know them personally.
Yeah.
I knew Jai and all them, but James, I thought, oh shit, how do I get it? I was sitting right next to him. How do I get a conversation with him? I said, mate, you're a Muay Thai fighter, aren't you? He said, yeah. I said, yeah, I work with a bloke who does some Muay Thai. He said, oh, yeah, who's that? I said, oh, Nick Trask. And he's gone, oh yeah, I fought Nick. And I went, oh, did you? And he told me about it. He told me, and I went, I remember that. I remember seeing the photos on social media.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was a bit unlucky. How is your standard now? Like, when were you first a world champion? What age?
So I won an amateur world title in 2015.
Yep.
That was pretty much my last, I guess, amateur fight.
8 years ago, yeah.
Yeah, and then and then I won a pro world title on WKBF one again. What's that? 2019 at the start of the year before I fought James.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, it was all sort of fairly close together, I guess.
Yeah, righto. And what's probably not going to know this, what's the average age of a world champion in most of the divisions now? I'm getting to the age thing because you're tipping 40. I'm trying to build up. Are you a chance of becoming a world champ again? Obviously, you'd like to.
Yeah, I could.
Yep.
I'm going to fight pretty much in the WMC from now.
Okay.
At all WMC shows. That'll be like where I finish my career up.
Just explain what WMC, mate, because not many people would know. Outside of this sport, not many people would know what that stands for. No disrespect, but
for sure. So it's a World Muay Thai Council. So they're the pinnacle.
Okay.
For Muay Thai.
Yep.
The pinnacle sanctioning body, closely followed by the WBC, which is predominantly boxing, as you know.
Yeah. Yep.
And those titles get put up for Muay Thai fighters now.
Yep.
And there's a whole range of other sanctioning bodies too, but the WMC is the most prestigious.
It's rightio.
Yeah.
So this is your WMC here, is it?
Yeah. So that's me. That's my WMC Australian title.
And that's your current title.
Yeah. And when I won that, I'd sort of retired.
Okay.
And then I thought, why did I do that?
There's that famous head kick on the front there. I'll just try and show the viewers. I'll take some photos of this as well and sort of pop it in if I can.
Yeah.
Making all these strange noises. But yeah, that's pretty impressive, Nick. I don't think you're going to get them out. I'm going to get sick the dogs on there, mate. I'm going to keep these here. No, I'm only joking. So yeah, right. So you strive to get back there?
Yeah, for
cool.
sure.
You wouldn't lose that. If you're fighting, you want to be a world champion, wouldn't you? You're not going to fight at 45 just for the sake of having a blue.
Not a chance.
Especially at your level.
I've got to have, I want that goal in mind,
Yep.
Like there's 2 spots to go with this, and it's Intercontinental for WMC and then World title.
Nice.
And I'm happy to fight anyone in the world. I don't care who they are at 76.2. That's my weight division.
Yep.
Anything heavier, like light heavy at 79 and stuff. They start getting huge, and that's not really my size.
Yep.
I'm not a massive guy for that weight.
I'll cut you off there for a sec. You're talking weights. I was going to talk to you about the weights. Now, do you, we'll start at the beginning. You got matchmakers, or do you do your own matchmaking?
So I used to, my coaches used to do it for me.
Yep.
But then once I opened my own gym, I started fighting under some coaches, but I was basically doing the matches myself.
Okay. So that's the first part, finding a bloke to fight.
Yeah.
Second part is coming to a deal, I guess. Is it similar to boxing? All the steps?
Yeah, you've got a price,
Yep.
and you've got a weight.
Yep.
and you've got your experience. I put those three things forward to a promoter, and I say, whoever you want to match me with is fine at that weight, and this is the money I want, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So now we've ticked that box. We've agreed to the money. We've agreed to the fight, and I guess you've agreed to where the fight's going to be at this stage.
Yep.
Weight cuts. Do you have to worry about that like the boxers do?
Yeah.
Because I watch Isaac Hardman, the fighter. I've got him on social media. He's a funny guy. I like him. Very, very outspoken. But I watch his social media and some of his weight cuts. I don't think he does it too tough, but he still takes. But it's pretty serious stuff, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, there's a real science behind it. You know.
So can you talk us through
a weight cut?
a dummy's version of the weight cut for someone like I'm 100 kilos now. I need to be 89 for the fight. Is that reasonable to expect? Well, actually, use your own example because I'm not going to fight.
So I might start like an 8-week fight camp at 86 kilos.
Yep.
And then I'll lose true weight, fat, these kind of things, down to about 82. You know, through good eating, high level exercising, fasting.
Yep.
Get to about 82, 81, and then the remainder of the weight is done from the Sunday before the fight, over like 5 days of water loading. Where you restrict sodium intake, magnesium, potassium, all the stuff that holds water in your body.
And you're still training at this stage?
Yeah, so it's more short and sharp sort of training. And yeah, once I get to about Wednesday, everyone does it different, but once I get to about Wednesday, I'll hit the salt bath. So I'll just jump in that at night, and then the next day I'll spend however long it takes in a sweatsuit running.
Wow.
I don't really do the sauna thing anymore.
Okay. So just on that, Nick, you're at 86 kilos. That's a real weight for you?
That's
so to speak. That's your everyday weight. You're an 86 kilo bloke, roughly.
84 to 86.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're consciously losing what's that? 9 kilos? Is it? What's your weight?
It's about 76.2. So
10 kilos.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you want to fight at that weight, but that's not your weight in real life.
In real life, there's lots of water. I'm holding on to lots of water.
Yep.
And I've got like a bit of chub floating around.
Okay. And the weigh-in day before, like a boxing setup. Okay. And then after the weigh-in, what do you go to the pizza place and?
No, actually, some people like to just smash. Like real bad food and stuff that they haven't been able to eat for that period of time. But like when I was training with Jake Lund, you know Jake?
Yeah.
I'd train him and then he'd train me, and we did that for about 4 years.
Okay.
When Jake and I sort of sat down and decided on what you're going to eat after weigh-in, we thought, it's going to be better to keep it clean because you've been keeping it clean for so long. Why go out and just smash yourself with fried food and things?
Yeah, okay.
So we keep it nice and clean, get the fluids in first and that kind of thing. And I've always sort of stuck with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think many blokes would go out and have a big carb feast?
100%.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, people go and smash, potato, pasta, have buffets, all that.
Because I tell you, that night I was with James. It was the night before, after the weigh-in.
Yeah.
And we went out to a fish and chip place at Fortitude Valley, big. And next thing you know, there's about 20 platters of seafood come out. I'm talking big, massive platters, as big as you could imagine. 20 of those come out, threw them in front of everybody, and these guys were just home. And I can't remember who fought that night, whether it was Jai or Justice on the main event. But yeah, I just thought, shit, these blokes they're really bogging in.
Yeah.
They weren't on the beers or nothing. They just had a soft drink or water, but they were chopping into the seafood.
Yeah.
Take me back to your world title. Your what's that? 15 years ago? No, sorry, 8 years ago.
Yeah, 2015.
Yep. So you're 32.
Yeah.
Is that young? Middle-aged for a fighter?
It's not bad. Yeah, it's sort of I guess like some would be in their prime at that age.
Yep. Right. So you are. Would you say you're a full-time gym owner, fighter, or your other jobs are more important?
I don't know. Definitely not.
No.
The other job's definitely not as important.
No, that's for sure.
Doesn't fill your soul, I guess.
Yep. And, so you've got the world titles. What's this other one here? That's the national championship at WBC Australia.
Yeah, that was the last one I fought for.
Yeah, okay.
So that was about 10 weeks ago.
Right, yeah. And what about is there rivalries in the sport? I won't say in in everything. Like when I say that, I don't want to give away too much, but promotions. You've got lots of different promotions in the boxing sector that tend to don't like each other, don't want to work with each other. Is it similar?
It is, yeah.
Okay.
So you've got it. A lot of the different sanctioning bodies stick together. So a promotion will pick up a sanction, and then they sort of work with a pool of fighters there. I'm pretty happy to put on most people on our show. We've got Rise Championship. That's a show that I run.
Yep.
We've been running that. I think we've had 6 of them.
Okay.
And they're at the Sleeman Sports Centre in Chandler. A little plug.
Okay. Yeah. Go for it.
It's one of the best, I think, Muay Thai shows around.
Yep.
Like in the amphitheatre, it's just a awesome atmosphere that you can't create.
And this is your show. You're saying as your promotion as well. Okay.
Yeah. So that's my promotion. We actually, a bit of WBC background. There's only 9 WBC World Diamond Champions in history in Muay Thai. And we're responsible for holding the last 2.
Okay.
So it's a pretty big promotion.
Yeah, right.
We had Jake Lund fight George Mann for a diamond title.
I think I might have saw the ads on Facebook or something for that.
Yeah, I would have been posted up everywhere. Yeah. Trying to get enough to cover costs, you know.
Yeah, that's true. Is there much money in the sport?
Not really.
Not like boxing?
Not like boxing.
Okay.
So there's like an avenue you can go through now to get into one championship and that kind of thing, which can give you some money, but ultimately, if you're going to do it professionally, there's not a lot of money in it.
Yeah, okay.
So
you do it for the love mainly.
The love, yeah.
And for these things.
Yeah. These are nice.
Yeah, nice. So all gyms in Ipswich.
Yeah.
Yep. Right, and it's full-time gig really.
It is. Yeah.
You've got people work for you, obviously.
Yeah, we've got like 7, 8 trainers.
Okay. Yep.
Including a kids trainer. So it's pretty flat out. We run like 30, 35 classes a week.
Okay.
So yeah, when I'm not out at my job, my other job, I'm in there. So
yeah, right. And that's gone from the back shed to a proper setup now.
Yeah. So it's gone from the sort of under my house to a small shed to a bigger shed.
I'm almost certain I probably said to you at one point over the last 8 years I'm going to come out one day and have a look. And
yeah, I've been waiting for you.
My body's too old. I'm too old, mate. Now I've got no excuses. Now I'll wear the hat in. Away we go.
Yeah, you remember already.
That's another question. Now I'm a couple of weeks from 50. I know I don't look that old. I know.
No, man, you're spring chicken.
Is anything too old? Is it something that a bloke my age with bung knees, not bung knees, but bad knees, bad shoulders, is it something you can do? Not like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Would I be able to say, right, Nick, can I sign up for 6 months and what 100%. Would I get out of it?
100%. You'd get whatever you put in.
Okay.
So all the facilities are there for you to achieve whatever goals you want. And look, 80% of our members are people who want to come in and either lose weight or a bit of strength and conditioning. And just tone up,
Yep.
And then you've got, 15, 20% of people who want to fight.
Yep.
And then you've got 5% of people who do fight.
Yeah, okay.
So it sort of works like that. But the majority of the people who come to the gym are just there for fitness, which is really cool. I get a lot of, just as much satisfaction out of someone who, and I'll use a guy as an example. We had a guy, Dakota, who came, this was quite a few years ago, but he's the prime guy. I use an example. Dakota came into the gym at 150 kilos and he wanted to lose some weight. He came in with his sister. They did our 4-week starter pack. He stayed on, his sister didn't stay on. When he left the gym, he's a musician, so going around Australia and that kind of thing.
Okay.
When he left the gym, he was 67 kilos.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so he stuck with us for a couple of years.
130 kilos?
Yeah.
Whoa.
No, he was 150.
Yeah, lost 130.
Yeah.
To get to 60, is that right? No, 90.
It's a lot. It's a lot of kilos.
It's probably more than you actually weigh. He's lost more than you actually weigh.
Yeah.
Wow, that's commitment. And that's just, did he just do that differently? Was that all he done differently, or did he change his whole lifestyle?
So he would have changed his diet a little bit and things like that too, but he came in religiously, so he's in there every day.
Yep.
Sometimes twice a day, sometimes morning and night, But he just, it was amazing to see.
So he's a guy that's made a conscious decision. How much of that weight loss would you take credit for, so to speak? Like, do you give him the food plans and stuff like that as well, or was it just training and
Yeah,
exercise.
so anyone who joins up to our gym, I always say to them, if you want a food plan, if you want a diet plan, like I'm not a dietitian, but send me, likes, dislikes, allergies, anything like that, and I'll do one up for you,
Yep.
free of charge. And yeah, if you stick with it, it will work. It's just science,
Yep.
And I can't remember if I gave him one. I'm not sure.
Yep.
But whatever he's done.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Is he still training now?
No, not now.
Okay.
He went on the road just before COVID.
Yep.
So I don't know how long his road trip lasted with COVID. But
Right. How long did he train for to get those?
2 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So he was
anyone can do it. There's no
really-
excuses.
Nah, no
No
way.
excuses.
No excuses. Like people come in, they say, "Oh, I want to fight," and then they go, "Oh, but I can't because of this, that, and the other." And I go, "Nah, man. Like I just call them on a day."
Yep.
Because it's not true. Because I'm the busiest person I know,
Yep.
and if I can do it,
You are pretty busy.
I'm very busy.
Yeah, I remember talking to you 8 years ago about what you're doing. I
Yeah.
think you were full time back then, and well, you might have been casual. I can't remember exactly 8 years ago, but I thought, shit. Even though it might have only been under your house at that stage 8 years ago, or were you in the gym? I think you were under the house when I first met you. I think it was.
Yeah, it would have been close.
Yeah, and then the
Yeah.
gym might have kicked off. That's crazy. I struggle to do my 12 hours and come home here and get motivated to have dinner,
Oh,
let
man.
alone to go to do that. And you're not only working another job, you're actually training, being
Yeah.
physical, and wow, crazy.
It's full on. You got to compartmentalise,
Yeah.
And I'm pretty good at that now.
Yep.
That's one thing I've learnt to be good at. Perseverance is one thing I've always been good at.
Yep.
But compartmentalising is what I've become good at.
Righto. Tell us a bit. Can you tell us a little bit about your life in New Zealand, growing up? Yeah.
Yeah. So grew up in New Zealand, a nice place called Lake Taupo, or as the locals pronounce it, Taupo.
Taupo. Okay. Yep.
Yeah, it's went to a school called Taupo Nui Aotea. My mum raised me and my sister, and my grandma was around most of the time. So it was like me and three women.
Yep.
And yeah, that was it, man. I always worked really hard. I had to get a job that I worked 30 hours a week right through high school. And I wanted to go to university. Managed to get a scholarship. Went to university. My dad helped out with some of the fees, which was really cool.
Yep.
Just went from there, studied there, and
You come over to Australia at what age again? Did you say that earlier?
it would have been 21, and then I got to Melbourne when I was about 22.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Yep.
yeah, spent a bit of time sort of travelling around. And
Yep. Are you always going to be involved in this sport till
I'm
you
not sure.
die, so to speak?
I'm not sure. If I get, to keep inspired with it, I think I need to have at least 2 or 3 people that are wanting to take it serious and compete.
Okay. Yep.
At the moment, I do have a few of those people, which is really cool.
Yep.
And a couple of good prospects that I'm looking forward to training up and seeing how far they can go.
As long as you've got 2 or 3 guys that are willing to have a crack, you're not even talking about yourself there, are you? You're still wanting to have a bit of a crack yourself.
Still chipping away, yeah. Still the passion's there, There's
Yep.
still things in the fight I want to do that, I'd love to, pull off or experience. And,
Yep. What about big name? What's some big name sports people that you've come across in your career? Not just from Muay Thai. We're talking like John Wayne Parr, obviously. You know John.
Yeah.
Do you know him well?
Yeah, fairly well. Like my wife and his wife talk quite often, and we've been out for dinner a few times. We went out to the Star Casino about 5 months ago for a buffet dinner and stuff. That was quite nice.
Yeah. Okay.
Just us, our family and their family, which was cool. He's a good guy. He's the one that you look at and you go, man,
The king
no
of the
one's going to
sport.
achieve as much as him.
Yeah. I remember when he fought Mundine. It's not that I liked Mundine. He's roughly my age, and I do believe he was good at what he does and everything he does.
For sure.
However, when there was talks of John Wayne Parr fighting Mundine, even though it was late in both their careers,
Yeah.
I'm still not favouring Mundine, but thinking Mundine's going to kill this bloke.
Yeah.
Mundine's
yeah.
a proper boxer. This bloke's not a boxer. He's a
Yeah.
kickboxer, Muay Thai. And no disrespect at all. You know where I'm coming from.
I know where you come from for sure.
I thought Mundine was going to clean him up.
Yeah.
And he got beat. It was crazy.
The
The ticker.
that's the thing, Mundine's a pugilist, and irrespective of what views he might have or how he comes across, he's really good at the science. He's beautiful to watch.
Yeah.
And, Wayne Parr's amazing at Muay Thai, but he's also a puncher, you know.
Yeah.
He'll throw 30 punches and he says, I only need to get a couple through, you know, that's why I throw so many.
Yeah, right.
And if he gets it through, you know, it's probably bad for the other guy.
Daughter's pretty good too, isn't she?
Yeah, she's been coming through winning titles. And
Is she a boxer? Is she done boxing as well? Am I thinking of the...
She's boxing now, yeah.
Yeah.
I think she's had like 4 or 5 boxing
Boxing?
fights.
Yeah, I thought so. We've seen a fight on a card.
Yeah, you would have. I think she's fought on a few other promotions.
Yep.
Maybe Ace or something. I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah, up this way, yeah.
Yeah, but I think she's fought. I think she fought for an Australian title and maybe even higher. I don't know. I'm not sure. But
I'm going to have to do some research about that. But
I'm trying to get her to come over and have a Muay Thai fight on Rise.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And like I said to her, oh, come on, you know, you should do that. And then Mum goes, oh, you're supposed to contact me if you want my daughter to fight. And I go, nah. I was only joking. And she goes, oh, nah, put me on, Nick, you know, let me help you. Yeah. So, and that'd be a good name to have on, you know.
Yep.
That'd be awesome.
Bloody oath. So I'm going to give you a scenario, Nick. You're, no disrespect again, I keep saying that, but you're what you'd say at the end of getting towards the end of your fighting career, your competing career.
Yeah.
If I come up to you, and this is not going to happen, I'm just talking shit, but if I come up to you and said, Nick, there's a guy, 22-year-old super welterweight.
Yeah.
Is that what you are? Boxer? 70.
I'm not sure of the boxing.
I can't think. There's 76-kilo guy.
Yeah. Super welter.
There's good money in it. Would you take that fight on?
Yeah, I reckon.
You would?
I think I'd want to do a box. I haven't looked like... I talked to my wife about it and she goes, oh, I don't know about boxing, you know, it's just all those headshots and all this, but like, I love my wife, but I want to try it.
You do want to try? Okay.
I think so.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Because that's where I was going earlier with that specialised thing. Like if you rely on your knees or your elbows as a Muay Thai fighter and you can't use them in boxing, like I know you guys can punch pretty well too, but yeah, right.
Yeah, it is different, eh? It's it's punching instead of boxing, isn't it?
Look at Lucas Brown. He was he a world champion Muay Thai fighter years ago? I believe he was. Sure.
I think he might. I know Sam Solomon certainly was.
Okay, I'm pretty sure Lucas Brown was a K1. Is that?
Oh, was he? Yeah, I think he might have been.
Yeah, world champ.
Wow.
And then he came over to boxing, and I think he's had some MMA. He's done a bit of everything.
Yeah, he definitely did some MMA.
Funny story about him. I used to pull the piss out of him a little bit on social media.
Yeah, I remember seeing those comments. And I think I liked a couple of them.
Did you?
Yeah.
Anyway, I was at Fortitude. He was fighting Django Opalu on one of the Tasman fighter cards. And here I am building the ring and doing my bit, putting the signs up. And we go, at the end of the day, we go to a restaurant not far away from here. Here's Lucas with all his... Matt Clark, I think, was coaching him at the time.
Yeah.
And they're sitting down having a feed. And Mick Francis from Tasman... He knows all the stories about me bad mouthing Lucas Brown and saying how much I didn't like him. He's gone up to Lucas. Hey, Lucas, this is Craig Bradford. He's the guy you blocked on social media because he was giving you a hard time. Yeah. And I'm thinking, fuck, what are you doing, Mick? This is, I'm tough behind a keyboard. I'm not a keyboard warrior, but that was supposed to be staying online. That's so good. He just looked at me and he shook his head and we get a few of those.
Yeah.
But as it turns out, the next night on the fight night, I was running his corner. So what I'd be working with Fox Sports. Basically, they'll tell me or ask me, is Lucas Brown ready to go? And so you're basically getting the fighters out ready to go before the walk-ons.
Yeah.
And I was doing his corner.
No way, yeah.
And he was there by himself for a lot of it.
Yeah.
And he turned out to be a really good guy.
Yeah,
really likeable sort of a dude. And he beat Django that night.
Yeah, that's right.
Shocked the shit out of everybody.
I watched that one live, yeah.
Yeah,
it was
good. I was there live and it was crazy. I'm thinking, oh shit, here I am talking shit about him again. Here he goes. Because I don't think here I am. I'm not the greatest boxer in the world myself, but I don't think he's a very technical boxer. He's just a heavy hitter.
Yeah.
So
he swings for the hills.
And he was getting beaten.
Yeah.
Like he was against Gallen and all those sort of the fights that he lost. And I'm thinking, fuck, he's going to get smashed again.
Yeah.
He's going to go down in the first round. He was getting hit and he was laughing, like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
How you laugh. You only laugh when it really hurts.
Yeah, yeah.
And then all of a sudden I can't remember the round, but he just turned the fight around and drop Django with some big hands.
Yeah,
And he was a great bloke after that. He's a really nice bloke. I think.
Yeah, he is. He's a nice guy. Eh? Like
Yeah.
I've always, I've had some back and forth with him on social media, or just like, oh, congratulations and that kind of thing. And he seems like a nice guy and funny. I think he's got a good sense of humour.
Yeah, he has. Yeah.
But like, Django, I've always watched for a long time. He's probably one of my favourite boxers.
Yeah, right.
Just because he's like real sort of humble and quiet. And
he's another. He actually just told everybody about it. They laugh when they get hit. He's the sort of guy that'll get hit and get fired up.
Yeah.
He sort of rages up. He done it against Justice. I think he done it against Lucas Brown as well. But I saw the first time I saw him was Justice's pro debut when he won the Australian title and beat him.
Yeah.
And he gets hit and I hate to want to fight him, but you'd have to be able to punch forever to knock him out.
Yeah, he's and he's just an awesome like personality. I think like he's not, I guess, an extrovert.
No,
he's kind of...
He's approachable.
He's just nice, you know.
You know what
I got to meet him,
Okay,
because I fought I actually headlined a card in Noosa, but it was Muay Thai / boxing.
Yep.
So, and he was fighting on the undercard.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, man, I get to meet this guy for the first time, man. Went up, shook his hand. I think he's fighting Casey Caswell, maybe.
Okay.
I don't know if you know that guy.
I've heard the name, but I don't remember the fight.
Yeah, it was on one of Jamie Myers' ones, and I remember that. That was a good fight. I fought Eli Madigan, the Mad Dog Madigan up there on that one. That was a good one.
And won.
Oh, I did win. Yeah, it was. He's one of my sort of heroes of growing up, watching him on TV. And,
Is that difficult, or do you want to do that? Like,
I want to win.
You want to fight someone that you've had so much time for and respect for. Is it hard to shit? I've got to take this bloke on, or is it more motivation? I want to knock him out to be better than him because I've liked him so.
I just think for me, like getting in the ring with him was a win.
Yep.
Like when I know they were looking for someone to fight him, and Jamie Meyer put up a post saying who wants to fight him, and I was like, man, if I don't jump on it, someone else is gonna.
Yeah.
I've got to do it. So I said, yeah, I'll do it. And I managed. It was a good fight, like it started off good, and then Jake trained me for that one, and Jake had fought him before.
Yep.
And I threw in right uppercut elbow, and it just cut him on the forehead.
That sounds.
And it stopped the fight because blood going into the eyes and this kind of thing. So
he's crouched over when you do this, is he? Or a right uppercut elbow sounds crazy to me.
It's like an outward elbow.
Okay, yeah.
I think what do the Thais call it? Tambala, something like that.
Rightio.
And it
cut him open.
And like a small part of me wanted to go the whole rounds with him, because I was soaking it up, just going, man, it's unreal.
Yeah.
Being in there with him, because he's fought everyone. He's probably one of my favourite fighters ever.
Yeah. Okay. So getting to the traditional side of things, I don't want to drag on too long, mate. I don't want to keep you too long, but getting on to the traditional side of things, and I'm not being disrespectful, and I normally ask questions from a dummy's perspective with a little bit of knowledge, but I'm asking them from a dummy's perspective today. I don't know much about it. You come into the ring, you've got do you wear the headgear?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Like a tennis racket with no strings?
Yeah, tennis racket,
Sorry. What's that called?
So they call it a mongkon.
Mongkon.
It's a traditional Thai headdress that they use.
Yep.
A friend of mine actually runs a business called Lionheart Mongkons, and he's been sponsoring me for about 12 years.
Okay.
It's probably him and I'll do a little plug, Steve Trinder here from Kamikaze Sport. They've been my longest sponsors.
Okay.
So with the mongkon, you wear a mongkon. You can opt to wear a prajet, which is
I've seen those,
around the arms.
Yep.
And traditionally, prajets were ripped from the mother of the fighter's skirt and tied around their son's arm for good luck. These kind of things. So,
do you learn all this as part of your training? Or do you have to do extra research to know all this sort of stuff?
I think some gyms might tell their students about it, or I think I've read it a few places. And
right. So you've got your, I've forgotten what it's called. Mongkon.
Yeah.
Now, and this might be out of whack a bit, but you come up, do you do before you get into under the ropes, do you do the old, you do the hand movements and stuff like that? Is that another traditional thing?
It is. So it's part of a sealing of the ring and a ramoi, Waikuru ramoi, which is, showing dedication to your trainer and your faith and your beliefs.
Right.
So often people do different styles of dancing
Yep.
before the fight. Some of them are quite comical, actually.
Yeah, okay.
It is it is steeped in Buddhism,
Okay,
like
yep.
most of the teachings of Thailand.
Yep.
I'm a Christian man myself, but, I always give the respect
Yeah.
to the sport.
Yep.
So I'll do a Ramoi Waikuru.
Yeah, right. To me, it's fascinating to me, and like I know nothing about it, but I assumed it was a traditional thing, and it's part of everything you've said, respect and all those sort of things, and it's actually quite good to watch.
Yeah.
But once that mongkon comes off,
Yeah.
it's game on.
Yeah.
It's game on. What are you feeling when you start a fight? Like, they've called your name out, Nick Trask in the blue corner, however it goes. What's going through your brain? Are you pumping with adrenaline?
Yeah,
You just
adrenaline's
wanna-
going pretty hard, but I mean, yeah, I'm just trying to be in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So, not think about any thoughts of the future or past. Just be right there and in the moment.
Yep.
The whole time. And that's sort of like a mindset thing I've been practicing for a long time.
Okay. And you've trained for your life, but for this one fight, what's a camp? Is a camp normally a few weeks, 6 weeks?
It depends how it comes about.
Yep.
Like sometimes I can get a full 8 weeks in. Other times, well, now I'm getting full eight weeks in. But
Yep.
when I was fighting regularly, when I was a bit younger, I might be, 6 weeks, 4 weeks.
Yep.
I've taken one afternoon, but that was in Thailand, so it was just after a morning training session.
Okay.
And they said, "Oh, do you want to fight tonight?" And I say, "Yeah, okay." So,
Yeah. So how many times have you gone over to Thailand? Is that
about 5, I think.
okay? Yeah.
So I spent probably maybe 10 months, a year almost over there in total.
Okay. Be full on it. You live and breathe it. Like you live and breathe it here, apart from when you're at your other job, I guess. But over there, you'd be living, breathing, eating it as well, wouldn't you? Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah. It's really nice to be over there. It's
Yep.
like it's a different style. I also lived in Amsterdam for about a year.
Okay.
And that Dutch style of kickboxing, I really like that too.
Yep. Right. So right now, you're Australian champion.
Yeah.
Do you get called out often? Do people say, you look forward to fighting that guy you fought up the coast?
Yeah.
Do you think there's guys out there going, I want to, Nick Trask, he's one of my all-time favourites. I'd like to get in the ring with him. And
There are some
Yep.
younger guys coming through that say that, and I did get matched. I've been matched with a few of them actually, but the division at the moment, the 76 kilo division, isn't overly it's not overly strong.
Yep.
There's a lot of sort of like newer guys in there, and a lot of the older guys have retired.
Okay. I'm just going to have a quick look while you're talking, Nick. Keep going.
Yeah.
Isaac Hardman, I might set you up with I can't.
He's going to fight my mate Jake.
Oh, is he?
Jake Lund. I don't know. I think Jake wants to, but I don't know. Isaac will.
He's put a thing
want
out
one
on
of
social
these?
media. Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah.
I'm not on the internet now, so we won't be doing that.
These
That's
are
all right.
awesome.
Cool. Are they like a mother?
Way better.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what it's like.
Nah, they're way better. Way better than Mother.
Here they go.
Mother is, look at that.
Might even have some stuff here.
Yeah, electronics.
It's all right. That's good.
Yeah, man. So this guy's he's like, I can't do a podcast without mentioning Steve Trinder, who's he's the owner of X50 Green Tea.
Okay, yeah.
And he started sponsoring me maybe like 10, 12 years ago.
Okay.
12 years ago. Through my amateur career right through. And he's got an offshoot of that called Kamikaze, or Athletic Sport.
Yep.
So Athletic Sport, you see the logo there, it looks a lot like, there's a motorcycle.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen that. Very good. This is nice.
But it's different, yeah. So,
What would you call it? A pre-workout?
Yeah,
drink?
this is definitely a pre-workout. He's got stacks of different, like, supplements and all that,
Okay. And you got a shop, has he? Or just does
He's
it?
got one down the Gold Coast, yeah.
Okay,
It's
yep.
athleticsport.com.
Yep.
If you put Nick 15 in, you'll get a discount.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so make sure you do that.
We'll do that. I'm gonna try and put all this on the podcast as we go. You'll see. I'm slowly getting like a fighter, I guess. I'm slowly getting better as I go.
Yeah.
And it's really good having you on, mate. Like I said, you're the first legit sports world champion I've had on. I've had some pretty cool dudes on so far, and I plan on having
I've
lots
seen.
more.
Yeah, Nick Horrigan on today.
Yeah, he was good.
Yeah, he's a cool dude.
Really cool dude. Yeah,
100%.
yeah, mate. Well, have you got anything else you'd like to mention? Talk about, plug your gym is Hard Out Muay Thai.
Yeah, Hard Out Muay Thai. We got all groups of people come along to that. If you've got fitness goals, strength conditioning goals, fighting goals, anything like that, you know, come along, give it a try. 4-week non-obligatory boot camp you can do. And that starter pack will give you gloves, hand wraps, a T-shirt, a set of headphones this month.
Okay.
And which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And pretty much you can do that and then decide if you want to, if it's for you, and then you can become a member after that if you like.
Yeah, right. And exclusively on the Let's Talk In podcast, if you mention Let's Talk In, you'll get a 0% discount on that 4-week trial.
Hear that?
That's pretty good.
0%. That's right. That's good. You know, like that.
Maybe one day I might be at that point where it will mean something.
You
but
heard it here first.
So we've got Kamikaze, Hard Out Muay Thai. Anything else we need to speak about? I'll try and put them all on the bottom of the podcast as well.
Yeah, we got Kamikaze, athletic sport, Lionheart, mongkons, and that's pretty much it now. Those two have been my long-term sponsors for ages, you know.
Faithful.
Yeah, man. Loyalty, you know.
And you're one of the nice guys. I'm not just saying this because you're here. You're a nice guy. You're easy to get along with. You're always approachable.
Yeah.
And I don't think you would have any trouble with anyone on the outside, not just physically, but because of the way you treat people. And I tried to carry myself a little bit like that. Like, I'm a bit of a shit stirrer, as you know. I have a bit of a joke about the footy and whatever. That's all in good fun.
Yeah.
But I was tested once at, not tested, actually it worked out pretty well. I think it was my first fight night at Fortitude Valley.
Yeah.
I done all the, you know, building the ring and doing all that sort of stuff, and I'd done everything else. And then I ended up being on the front door, putting some wristbands on people. And I was out there and I was thinking, shit, I want to go in and watch the fights. You know, I really want to go and watch even the undercard. I love watching all the fights.
Yeah.
And I'm standing there, and next thing, this bloke comes out of the venue to go out for a ciggy, I think it was.
Yeah.
And he looked at me, and I had the Tasman Fighters shirt on, you know, and I had the lanyards and looked the part.
Yeah.
And he come up to me and said, "What are you doing here?"
Yeah.
And I went, "Oh, I'm working, mate." And honestly, I had no idea who it was.
Yeah.
I went, "Yeah, I'm just working, mate." He's gone, and I said, "Where do I know you from?"
Yeah.
He leaned forward and he's gone, "Barella." And I went, "Oh." And then he told me his name. I won't mention it now.
Yeah.
But he used to work in the laundry.
Oh, no
where
way.
I worked. And I'm thinking, and the reason I didn't say his name is because I don't want to, but also he shook my hand.
Oh, yeah.
He said, "Oh, good to see you." And shook my hand and walked out, and I thought, that like where I was going with you, with the guys that you might have bumped into outside, I'm thinking, these guys don't want to kill me on the outside.
Nah.
That's pretty cool. Like, he shook my hand, which is it goes against all protocol, as you know.
Yeah, for sure.
So I must be doing something right at that job. I treat people with respect as well.
100%.
And that was my experience with one of the ex-clients, so to speak.
Yeah. And I think, you know, that's, you know, unless you've got like some sort of issue with yourself, I think you're not going to go around and just be an arsehole to someone for the sake of it. Like, I can't understand it. Like, I try to be myself there.
Yep.
You know, obviously you got to put up a bit of a front, but wherever I go, that's where I am, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm always myself.
That's the best way to be.
Yeah, I can't act like something else. One, they'll see through it, and two, it just doesn't make me feel good.
And every now and again, you do catch up with the guy you're giving shit to, like Lucas Brown and myself.
Yes.
That was all good. Mate, that was great. Good catching up.
Yeah, you too.
I hope you fight again. I hope you get another world title. I hope you climb the biggest mountains ever, and I'll get you back on. I'll have to make more room for the belts.
Yeah, 100%.
And we'll do it again. And
WMC.
Yeah. Good luck, mate. Thanks again.
Thank you very much for having me on. I appreciate it.
No worries, mate. Thanks, guys. We'll wrap it up there. G'day, guys. I hope you're enjoying today's episode of Let's Talk In podcast with Nick Trask, a special guest. Just a quick shout out to one of Nick's sponsors, Powered by the Lab. It's a CrossFit gym located in Briggs Road, Ipswich. If you're looking to get fit or fitter or start your fitness journey, give them a call. Have a quick look downstairs here somewhere. I'll have a link and a quick video with all the details you need to contact them to get it started. Cheers, guys. Enjoy the rest.